Well, I know it is quite astonishing because the law was actually introduced in 2003 that made it illegal, and it introduced a £60 fine and 3 penalty points. Yet in our survey of 21,000 drivers, more than 40% say yes, they use a handheld phone on the move. Some 20% even text on the move. 4% check their emails, 2% actually tweet on the move. So it's not just talking, it's texting, it's tweeting. Some even take photographs of crashes on the move. And I think part of the problem is many people are actually seem to be addicted to their phones. They just can't bear to turn them off, and yet when you're using a phone, when you're driving, it's incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, and the chances of your getting caught are pretty minimal though, aren't they?
Well, I think this is part of the problem, because you see people and they're very blatant about it. They're not embarrassed that they're actually texting on the move. I saw it this weekend on the M25, and I think they figure that they're not going to get caught. And part of the problem perhaps is that there has been a 29% reduction in traffic police over the last decade. So perhaps some more concerted campaigns, police campaigns targeting drivers would help. And possibly we need to look at the penalties, because if 40% are still abusing the law that came in 2003, perhaps the penalties aren't harsh enough.
Well, exactly. I was going to say, I mean, maybe one suggestion might be you lose your licence if you're caught. That would be a significant deterrent, wouldn't it?
Well, I think it would. The way that with drink driving, the deterrent was partly the breathalyzer, more police enforcement, and also the threat that you would lose your licence if you're over the drink drive limit. And I think drivers shouldn't just think it's a £60 fine, because it's actually more than that. Because if you get convicted, you have to tell your insurance company, and premiums will go up by something like 30%. So, you know, particularly for a younger driver, that can be a lot of money. So it makes no sense at all. You know, life's too short, because what tends to happen, if you look down at your phone, even for a second and a half, if the traffic in front of you stops,
yeah,
or if a child steps out, you will hit them.